I got Christmas movies in the back of my head. And I'm looking at my list of taking care of your body, eat good stuff, exercise, and sleep. I looked at the word exercise and I thought of Jim Carrey, jazzercise from The Grinch.
Yeah,
Follow himself. Pretty.
I know that when I was, like, first trying to figure out why I was having all these, like, symptoms in my body way back, like, when I was burnt out, and I found out that there's, like, a connection between stress and, like, our body. Then I was like, "Okay." I turned to things like yoga at first and then eventually, like, massage therapy. That's, like, kind of, like, where I started with, I guess, exercise. Yoga, stretches became my thing. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Creating Self Care Plans podcast. My name is Lauren, and joining me today is my sister Lex. Good morning.
Hello. Hello. I'm
um,
feeling silly today.
you
Woohoo.
you feeling silly?
Yeah, I'm feeling silly today.
I'm all cozy today in my new sweatshirt.
Ooh, you look cozy. It looks comfy.
Yeah.
What does it
Um,
say?
it says mama, mommy, mom, bruh.
That last one is your oldest daughter.
Uh,
That's what she would call you.
mm. My husband my husband, was like, "If you call your mama bruh, she gonna slap you."
She'll say, "What did you call me?" "Bro, what's a
Yeah, "I
bruh?"
am not your bruh."
She'd make up some kinda joke.
Yeah, so I'm in, like, I think a better headspace today than maybe the last time we talked. Probably I wanna say it's probably because I did a workout yesterday.
Nice.
I did, like, a cardio. I did, like, a 15-minute cardio. And I keep track of it in my, I have hold on, I think I have one, a blank one. Alright, like one of these. These are perpetual calendars that come inside, like, an Eric Condren life planner. You can't buy these separate, but they
That's a
are
calendar?
just look, it's just like, um my calendar, jeez, I'm trying to show you January, but it's like
Focus, focus.
oh gosh. It just has the month on the top, and then it's listed out 1 through, 31 days for January and 29 days in February. Of course, if it's a leap year, you use the 29 days. If not, it's just 28. But it's got just 12 months, and that's all it is. And so this is where I keep track of my yoga practice. You'll probably see pictures of this on my Instagram. At the end of the month, I like to share, like, my yoga for the month.
Yeah, I've seen
And
some of your things.
yeah, so I also in there, on the days that I do a cardio, I will list out, like, I did a cardio this day because that kinda helps me kinda keep track of
Oh, for
doing that.
sure.
And so I was like, "When was the last time I did it?" I know it had been a while, and the last time I did was the end of August. I did it 3 times that week, and it was right before we left to go to our grandmother's memorial.
Mhm.
And the reason why I had stopped was because I think those 3 days I did that week, I went a little too hard and I, like, broke my leg. So, um, I broke something or something pulled and,
You did
I was
not break
like
anything.
I was
Calm
like
down.
I'm gonna exaggerate.
Uh.
Um, I something happened and I was like, "Okay, I need time to figure this out," and the pain has, like, kinda still been there. Every so often, I'll feel it, but, I was like, "You know what? Let me just, like, do a workout and just kinda make sure, my heart's fine and I don't, like, freak out." So I'm, like, kept watching my watch, let's see, watch my heart rate go up. I'm like, "Okay, hit
Mhm.
145 and I'm not all out of breath and stuff. Okay, I'm still good." Uh,
Nice.
yeah.
You might have strained something.
I think
I
yeah.
strained my back muscle. Actually, I've strained 2 different spots in my back. Like, I've strained my upper back, kinda like my lats, more so my lats, and then my lower back. I've strained both of those parts, and each time that I strained my back, oh my god, it was awful, first of all, because every time I moved, it would hurt, right?
Mm,
But I still needed to be fit 'cause I was still in the Marine Corps. Like, I still needed to be fit. I still needed to be able to do pull-ups and stuff,
yeah.
so I would have to, go to medical, get a chit. That way it says that I can't actually do physical exercise. I can't do a PFT, CFT, or whatever. And that sucked regaining that strength back. I never fully got it back because I was taking oh my god, I messed up, okay? I was taking my time, and I blame myself for this because I know better. I know better. I know that whenever you have an injury and whenever you get back into working out, you have to start slow.
Yeah.
And you have to go all the way to freaking ground zero and then maybe dig under a little bit, go negative, recess a little bit, and you have to start from there, and I did not do that.
Yeah.
And I'm mad at myself because I know better. I
That was
went
my mistake when I did those 3 in that 1 week because I hadn't done it in a little while before that,
Yeah.
and I just went, like, those 3 days in a row, and I just knew it when I was doing the workouts. Okay, the girl I follow is a YouTuber named Grow with Joe, and her cardio workouts are so fun because it's literally just fun music, and you're watching her, she doesn't talk, and she just has, like, a timer countdown that lets you know when the next step is going to be and how long you're going to be doing whatever motion it is you're doing. There was a lot of these. Okay, let's pretend these are my legs. There was these lot of these like leg things where we were like rotating our legs
These
out.
are our legs.
These are our legs. And I was like, my hip's gonna break if I keep doing this.
Uh,
I knew it
Let me
was too
think. So,
much.
were you doing like I'm trying to
But our fingers don't the fingers do not bend the way it's supposed to for this demonstration. Oh
It
my gosh.
doesn't. I'm trying to, and at the same time, I'm trying to keep one finger still, but
Yes,
the
I
other
know.
one
I
wants to
know.
move.
Yeah.
Okay, so were you doing like this? There we go. That's
No.
better.
Well, I don't know.
Like
We were doing a
this?
lot there was a lot of hip,
How
like
about this?
yeah, we were definitely
Were
doing
you
those.
dancing?
Kind of.
That looks so funny.
Yeah.
See, I'm in a silly mood today. This is how I know that I did not get enough sleep last night. Okay, you could probably tell that I look tired and I get
Were
silly
you
and
playing Fortnite with my son?
I was not. Okay, let me tell you why. And now that we're on camera, I can show you. You see my thumb?
Oh, yeah.
You see this discoloration?
I can't believe it's discolored on
Okay.
that side. Yeah, I know. I saw the picture
It's
that way.
Yeah, it's even discolored on this side. All of this right here, I can't. It's
Feel?
numb, it's sensitive, it's tingly. I don't think I broke it. I started feeling in there because I'm my own doctor. You can Google stuff now. Yeah, I don't think it's broken. Um, it doesn't feel broken, and it's not as swollen as I think that it would be
Oh,
if
yeah,
it
it
was
doesn't look
broken.
that swollen.
So, anyways, this is why I was not playing Fortnite because if I were to use my thumb on the controller,
Yeah.
I when I first got on, like when I first sat down, I don't know if you remember or even like caught it, but I clapped. And when I
You did,
clapped,
and then you said, "Ow."
yeah, I said ow because I clapped and my thumbs just barely touched each other.
Yeah. Oh.
It didn't even hurt that bad, but it was just the shock of "Ee," like that feels weird.
Yeah.
Like crap, I forgot I smashed my thumb.
Oh
Jeez.
my goodness.
Anyways, for those of you who care, I was making a fire pit and I smashed the crap out of my thumb. That's all.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it looks really blue.
Um, oh, sleep. This is how I know that I haven't had enough sleep because I'm, in a silly mood today. Come on,
Yeah, your
focus.
camera's like I'm like, "Your camera's not focusing, what happened?" It's 'cause you got so close to it.
Come on, bring it on back.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
There we go. With that.
Jeez.
Camera's still waking up.
Yeah, it is. I'm still waking up.
Yeah, I don't do well if I don't get enough sleep. I feel the way I feel is very similar to the way I feel when I don't eat enough food, or if it's been too long since I ate.
Ooh.
It's a similar feeling. It's like if I don't sleep right, if it's been way too long and I'm way, way, way overtired, I start feeling almost like, yeah, like the same sensation of I haven't eaten in a while. And then it becomes weird because it's like, do I need to eat or am I just tired and I need to go to sleep? So
You know what's funny? So we're talking about taking care of your body today, and I wrote down like the three main things that I 100% like. This is what you got to do if you got to if you want to take care of your body. I just wrote 3 things. And so far, the 10 minutes that we've been on here, we've talked about all 3 things.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. Let's go next
That's it.
episode.
We're done. All right, we got our material. Time to finish our Thursday.
Ah.
But no, the 3 things is eat good food, exercise, and sleep. We talked about all 3 things already.
Well, I didn't say anything about eating good food. I just said I
Yeah, you
hadn't
just said
like, if
eat.
I hadn't ate. So, I mean,
I
I
didn't
I
tell you
could
that I was gonna eat a piece of cake.
I could use that moment to be like, "Let me go eat a cookie and get my sugar back up." That'll work.
I do that all the
But,
time. Like,
um,
"Ooh, I need sugar, let me get a cookie."
yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yep. I need to do better about not eating as much, like, sugary sweets. That's, like, my kryptonite, I guess.
I'm the same. I think we get it from daddy. That one
Maybe.
cookie every night in the middle of the night. Sorry, daddy, we're putting your business out there.
And
One cookie
a
and a
glass of
full
milk.
glass of milk every night like clockwork.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
don't
sucker
eat
for
in the middle
cookies.
of the night. Did you eat in the middle of the night?
No, I don't, but I am hella hungry right before I go to bed, and I am hella hungry right when I wake up. So I'll have, like, a bowl of
Hmm,
cereal or I'll have cookies, and it's probably what I'm eating. Now, I am no nutritionist, but I'm pretty sure that if I chose something different to eat right before I go to bed, I wouldn't wake up as hungry,
probably.
uh, in the morning. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I need to do better with what I eat also. I'm a very picky eater, and that sucks. I didn't realize I was a picky eater until like midway into my first marriage when my ex-wife told me, "You're a picky eater." And I said, "No, I'm not." And then I started thinking about it and I realized that I was a picky eater. I don't like certain I mean, okay, I'll eat anything. I'll try anything. But when I'm hungry, I won't just eat anything. I have to be in the mood to eat something, you know? I'm in the
Mm,
mood for something, um ooh, pasta. I'm always in the mood for pasta. Well, I'm not always in the mood for pasta, but sometimes I want pasta, you know?
yeah,
And then other times, like, I want rice, or I just really want cereal. And if I don't have cereal, like, in the house, I won't eat at all. That is a huge problem for me. I need to eat something, you know? I'm such a picky eater that I will choose not to eat if we don't have what I want to eat.
yeah, I get that.
That's not a good thing. In
No,
my
yeah.
opinion, I don't think that's a good
I
thing.
definitely like I'm kinda like that too sometimes where it's like, I do have the option to eat a healthy thing, but I don't want to. Like, it doesn't it's like, I'm not craving eating that, so then it's like, I'll go for something else
I'm the same
instead.
way.
And I'm what's funny though is that every time I was pregnant, was better able to navigate that and, like, reach for the healthier option. It's so strange. Like, every single time.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like my body naturally was like, "That is gonna like." I think that's why sometimes with pregnancies, you have those stories where women will, um, suddenly have a distaste for certain things, certain foods,
Yeah.
and normally it's something they probably would eat, and then all of a sudden they're craving things that are healthier that they wouldn't normally crave, and I think that's, like, part of, like, your body telling you, "Hey, like, you're growing a human inside. You need to eat some healthy stuff."
Yeah.
Um,
Why do I feel like okay, I don't know if this is a thing, but it would be hella cool if this was a thing. What if when we crave, cookies, obviously we're craving the sugar, okay? That I think that's kind of obvious. But if we crave
yeah.
pasta, what if it's the carbs that our body is saying that we need,
Yeah.
or if we crave um I don't know, broccoli. Say I just really want some broccoli, but that's my body saying that I
Yeah.
need iron.
Oh,
And
that
there's other
happens.
ways to need
Yeah.
iron, like eating a steak,
Yeah.
but for some reason, my brain and, like, my body wants broccoli. So maybe it's something else that's
There's
in the
something else in the
broccoli
broccoli that you need. Yeah.
that my body needs, yeah. I'm all about going after those cravings,
Oh,
but
you know what's really
being
um,
careful about those cravings.
that's definitely I think that definitely is a thing across the board with, a lot of different, like, vitamins or minerals or whatever, because I used to see a chiropractor back in, like, 2016, 2017. This was, like, in my early days, of, like, me recovering from, like, burnout. If you don't know my story, go back to, like, the first episode. And, the chiropractor, I don't remember how often we did it, but I know I did that more than once, where there was this, like, zinc drink that he would make me drink and then ask me, like, "How does it taste?" So, I think the first time I drank it, it tasted to me like water, and I was like, "It doesn't taste bad, it tastes fine." I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure it was zinc. And then the next time I did, I don't remember how long it was from the first time, because that chiropractor had put me on some supplements and things too. Like, it wasn't just go in there, crack my neck, and send me on my way. He was like a nutritionist too, and he had
Oh, okay. I'm
supplements.
like, why? I'm like, why is your chiropractor
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
you supplements? I'm like, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure this is out of his scope of practice, but then you said he's a nutritionist also. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, he's all right.
yeah.
Let's not
So,
call our lawyers.
yeah, part of it was like he was trying to help me with, here's where I first learned about, like, adrenal fatigue. So, he was trying to help, like, rebalance my body from all the stress that I had been under, and he's trying to, like, help me get everything back. And
Hmm.
the next time I drank that zinc drink, it tasted disgusting. And so,
What the heck?
come to find out, the reason why it tasted gross was because my body didn't need it.
Mm.
My body
Mm.
had satisfied I had a satisfactory amount of zinc in my system, so the taste of it was gross. But the first time I did it, it was really good because I
Your
needed
body
it.
needed it.
Yeah,
Dang.
so yeah, it's kinda crazy.
That reminds me of a story. But that's really cool how
Mm,
your body is like, I don't need it. I don't have a taste for it. I don't have, like I don't feel like having it. It doesn't taste good because you don't need it. That's so
yeah.
cool. And then like for you to want something, it means that your body needs it. Okay, I say this a few times, but like listen to your body. Listening to your body, like what your body's telling you, like, hey, this hurts, or this feels good, this doesn't feel good, or whatever. Like, just listen to your body. Like, your body gives you signals all the time. All the time. You just got to know your body and pay attention to it. But side story about something just tasting so good because you needed it. Oh my God. I remember I did a hike, and after the hike, we got protein bars. And the protein bars, um, this is recruit training, by the way. Nice
Okay.
boot camp story. Anyways, so we were done with the hike, and then we got some protein bars. And you know me, I hate mint. I absolutely hate mint. Mint,
Oh,
peppermint,
yeah, yeah.
all of that. So I reached for a chocolate bar. It was obviously chocolate. And then I look at it and it says chocolate peppermint. And I thought, "Oh, man, this is gonna be so gross." But this was right after this hike, and I can't remember if it was 6 miles or 3 miles. I can't remember. It might have been 6 miles. Boy, when I tell you I ate the crap out of that protein bar, and it tasted so good to me. Chocolate peppermint, just peppermint in general, never tasted so freaking good to me after that hike. I had to eat it. I had no choice. I wasn't gonna be
Right.
like, I don't like this flavor. I'm gonna get a different one." Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
don't do that in boot camp. Okay. So
Mm-mm.
I ate that dang protein bar, and it was so good. And that was the only time that I have ever enjoyed any kind of peppermint flavored anything, because I tried after that. I was like, oh, well, I had it that one time and it tasted great. So I tried it again. I said, nope, never again. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's kinda like how sometimes you're so hungry, and then you go eat that meal, and you're like, "This is the best thing ever," and then you're like, "Is it really that good, or am I just really hungry?" It's
Nah,
kinda like
man.
a similar thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
devoured that protein bar because my body needed it, and it tasted so
Mhm.
good because my body was like, "You just went on this, 6-mile hike or whatever. You need fuel and sugar." Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, um, so I was looking at the list, and with, Christmas movies in mind. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I got Christmas movies in the back of my head. And I'm looking at my list of taking care of your body, eat good stuff, exercise, and sleep. I looked at the word exercise and I thought of Jim Carrey, jazzercise. from The Grinch.
Oh my goodness. Um, I don't know I don't remember the last time I seen that version of The Grinch, but, we were watching the other version, the one with, the newest one, the one with, um, dang, what's his name? Cumberbatch is his last name? The one, Doctor Strange guy, the actor who plays Doctor Strange, he's the Grinch in
Oh, okay,
the
okay.
cartoon.
What?
Yeah.
They got him playing a Grinch?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Jazzercise. Oh, that's
Jazzy
funny.
Jazz.
Yeah,
Almonds are pretty.
I know that when I was, like, first trying to figure out why I was having all these, like, symptoms in my body way back, like, when I was burnt out, I I found out that there's, like, a connection between stress and, like, our body, and
Mhm,
so I put 2 and 2 together that after seeing a whole bunch of doctors and the doctors were like, "Nothing's wrong with you, girl. Like, there's nothing wrong with you." Then I was like, "Okay." I turned to things like, yoga at first and then eventually, like, massage therapy to help with the aches and pains that my body was feeling, and that's, like, kind of, like, where I started with, I guess, exercise in a sense where yoga stretches became my thing, but, also, like, the cardio, I mentioned how I started doing that I did one yesterday. Cardio has been something that I've been wanting to do better about. This year is, like, one of my goals. I had broken it down where I wanted to do I figured it would be easy enough, right? A lot of times the doctor's like, "You have to do this much per week," but you can't just, like, start there. You have to, like, ease your way up to doing
yeah,
it that often.
for
So,
sure.
in the first quarter, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna shoot for, like, 10 minutes 3 times a week," and then in the second quarter, I can up it to, like, 15 minutes, and then the third quarter, it can be 20 minutes, and then 25 minutes. Well, I did really good in the first quarter, and then, our grandmother passed in April, and I ended up in the emergency room
Did
because
you really?
I did. I ended up in the emergency room a couple days later, and
You didn't tell nobody this.
you just didn't know. I actually told I think I told mama, not
How
when
the
it
heck you gonna
happened.
tell our mother before me? I'm offended. You were in the ER and I didn't
Okay.
know.
Well, I wasn't gonna call you and tell you at the time. There was already enough emotional stuff happening. I wasn't gonna be like, "By the way, I'm on my way to the emergency room, like, 2 days after our grandmother died. Why for you to
Oh,
freak
yeah.
out." Yeah, no,
Never
not
mind. I'm glad you
appropriate.
didn't tell me.
You're welcome. I didn't tell mama either at the moment either. It was, like, all after the
Uh,
fact. Um,
yeah, I
yeah,
would've done the same thing.
I had this pain, but I had this pain, and then I had drove the kids to school, and on my way back from driving the kids to school, I felt like I was about to pass out. And I look at
Oh, no.
my Fitbit, I have a Fitbit, and my heart rate was like 155. And all of a sudden I start feeling like I'm going to pass out. I pulled over and sat there and waited for like the feeling to pass of like me wanting to pass out and then was able to continue driving home. Thankfully that same day my husband was rained out and he was on his way home. So when he got there, he took me to the hospital and, got checked out because the pain I was feeling in my back was very similar to, like, back labor. They thought that maybe it was, kidney stones, maybe?
Mm,
I think that's what it was, they thought it was. But, um, there wasn't anything like that. The only thing that they found was that I was, like, a little bit dehydrated and
hmm.
my ketones were low, which we all know, like, the keto diet, and apparently my ketones being low was basically just a sign that, like, I wasn't eating right, which makes sense, like, my grandmother had just passed, so my appetite wasn't exactly there. Because
Yep.
the doctor's like, "Are you on some kind of special diet?" I'm like, "No, but you
Hmm.
technically don't have to be on a special diet to, like, have low ketones, because if you just don't eat good, you're not eating enough carbs,
Yep.
then that's not good. So, they pumped me with fluids and they sent me on my way, and then I saw my doctor the next Monday because that was on a Friday. I saw my doctor, my primary on a Monday to discuss, like, what happened and all that stuff, and we came to the conclusion that this is what happened. My grandmother's passing exaggerated the pain in my body, the feelings in my body. The pain that I was actually experiencing was ovulation pain. I tend to feel that from time to time.
Hmm.
It I keep track of my cycles, so I know, like, when I'm supposed to be ovulating. I remember telling the doctors when I was in the emergency room, I'm like, "This feels like ovulation pain, but times 10."
Hmm.
And because I've already experienced, like, what my normal ovulation type pain feels like, and the fact that it kinda dissipated after a couple of hours, that's kinda how I knew. I'm like, it had to have been just ovulation pain, but it was intensified because of, like, the emotional turmoil that I had
That's
been
wild.
through. So if you kind of, like, look it up, it actually kind of is a thing, and it sort of brings back to the fact that, like, our emotions are connected to our bodies, and our emotions get stored into our bodies. So just
Mhm.
that whole scenario pushed me away from doing workouts because when your ketones are low, like my you know how they send you home with like discharge papers? It told me like
Yeah.
not to work out because working out will exaggerate it. So
Hmm.
I followed that for a while and I actually got some like strips. You can actually buy these like strips that you can like pee on and it'll test like what your ketones are and it'll tell you if it's in the normal range or not.
Hmm.
And I guess this is a product that's designed for people who are on, like, a keto diet, and they're trying to make sure they're in that ketosis state because that's what helps you, like, burn I guess it's the fat, maybe? Your body needs to be in that right state to burn, but that's not what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to, like, work out and, like I wasn't exercising because I wanted to lose weight, or
Yeah.
burn fat or whatever. I was doing my cardios is for my heart, just for my heart health, because for people who don't know, like, our father, he had some procedures done not that long ago. He had some stents put in, and around that same time I think just before that, I actually was having some symptoms where the doctor was like, "You need to go see a cardiologist because that doesn't sound right." And, found out at the cardiologist that I have a PFO. It's just like a tiny little hole in my heart. It's a birth defect. Everybody has one at the very beginning, but it eventually closes. Mine
Hmm.
just never did. And, it's not it doesn't make me at a greater risk for having a stroke, but knowing that it's there now, I'm gonna have to have, like, scans, like, every 2 years just to make sure everything looks fine, and then because of my dad being a lot younger than people who typically undergo that procedure that he did, my doctor was like, "Okay, I guess we should check your cholesterol levels," because then it becomes like family tree type thing. So then they checked my cholesterol levels, which I thought was kinda strange because 'cause I'm like, "Isn't that something that normally gets checked out anyway, just, like, routinely?" And they're like, "No, that's not something we
You gotta
check
ask for it.
unless you have, like, a risk factor." Because 'cause I'm not obese, so that would be a thing where if you're obese,
Right.
they'll check it. But unless you have, like, a family history, they won't. So she was like, "Now that your dad has this thing, now we need to check it." And my
Hmm.
from 1 year to the next, it did not it, like, got worse. And she
Your
was like
cholesterol?
yes, mine
Oh,
did.
snap.
From 1 year to the next, it got worse, and she was like, that's interesting," and I'm actually right now pending my results, from my blood work that I did a couple weeks ago. So I'm waiting to see how they compared to last year to kinda see, but my reason so tying that all back to my cardios and my plan for what I was gonna do, if you just add a cardio workout, you can help reduce your cholesterol levels
Mhm.
naturally instead of just kinda continuing your lifestyle and waiting until you reach that point where you need medication. So that's what my plan was to go on this, journey of let me slowly build myself to be working out a little bit more working my heart out a little bit more frequently, and yeah, it just this year was kinda, like, all over the place with it. So, I'm
Yeah, I
like
can imagine. We had a lot of stuff going on
yeah.
this year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and Um
Man, I had no idea about all of this. I'm, like, learning this for the first time, which is why I was so quiet. I'm just like, "Oh my god, Lauren, what the heck?
Yeah. When I was
You
thinking
never
about
told me this."
Yeah, when I was thinking about it before
My
we were
sister
recording,
has a hole in her heart.
I was like, "I don't think she knows about this."
No, I didn't. Jeez. You never told me this. Well, I mean, I'm sure I was gonna find out eventually. Like, it's not a big deal. But,
Yeah, so I
man,
have to take baby aspirin every day to kinda help prevent blood clot, 'cause, if a clot forms and it goes through that hole, yeah, it could be bad.
uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah,
That sucks.
yeah, so kinda knowing that that's there, it's like, "Okay." But then on top of that, it's like, "Oh, I gotta keep
Dude,
my cholesterols in check."
if I was you, I would totally be like YOLO. Like,
YOLO.
you ever heard YOLO?
No.
Oh my god. Oh
I'm
my
showing my
gosh.
age.
How do you First of all, hang on. It's not even an age thing.
I don't know what that is.
Drake is the one that came up with YOLO, and I'm pretty sure Drake is your age.
Drake is old, yes.
That or older than you. I think he's a little bit older than
I
you.
feel like I think he's a little older than me, but he doesn't look it because of his, skin tone being
Hey,
chocolate.
hey, black don't crack. It
No,
is
they
awesome.
don't. They
It is
don't.
awesome. I love it. I'm like, good for you guys, man, because people out here looking rough, but y'all are
Every time
aging beautifully.
every time my husband, sees, like, an actor, and they're black and he's like, "Wow, they don't even look like
It's
they've got any
timeless.
older." I'm like, "Babe, it's because 'cause they're black." Like, they just do not age.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that, somebody said something about, like, moisturizing, like, keeping your skin, moisturized.
Mhm.
Um, I don't remember who said this, but, actually, it might have been my wife. So, when you put on, like, moisturizer, you're taking care of your skin, right? You're moisturizing your
Right.
skin, you're keeping your
Right.
skin looking good, but, like, people that are lighter, like, lighter skinned, white people or light-skinned Cubans, people that are lighter, they can't see, like, when their skin is ashy because they're so light, like, they can't see, like, when their skin is dry.
Yep.
They can feel when it's dry, and if you
Right.
feel that it's dry and it doesn't bother you, then you go on about your day without putting
Right.
any kinda lotion on your skin, and I think that that's actually not good, like, it's not good for your skin. You're supposed to have some kind of, like, protective layer on your body's protective layer, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But yeah, but, like, people that, are a little bit darker, like, we can see, like,
They can
when
tell.
we're
Yeah,
ashy,
we can tell.
you know?
If I
I
got
like,
if
I
I get
know
a
I can
tan,
tell, so I yeah.
I'm, like, darker on my arm than on my face, but, if my arm where I'm tanned is, like, a little bit dry, I can tell,
Mhm.
definitely tell. But, yeah, that makes
And then on
sense.
my legs too.
That makes sense.
Um,
So you
Cause
didn't
yeah,
tell
my
me
wife
about this
said,
YOLO.
"Oh, YOLO." Oh, my bad. Okay, so
We
we
got all
got sidetracked.
sidetracked by the chocolate skin.
Okay, so YOLO, it stands for you only live once,
I think
and there's a
I've
song.
heard YOLO, but I don't know, like, I didn't know what it meant.
You never knew what it meant. Oh my
No.
god. Well,
But I didn't hear it enough times for me to, like, be like, "Okay, I need to look this up." So,
okay. Well,
you only live
now
once.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, now you know what YOLO is. It's a very old phrase. I wanna say that that came out when I was in high school. That was at least 10 years ago. So
See, again,
you're
if it came
behind.
out when you were in high school, that means it was like, I'm too old for it. Hello?
Okay, never or wait, you're never too old to learn a new trick.
Mm,
Mm.
that's a lie.
Is it though? You can
Give
still
a
learn something.
give an older person a phone that they have never
Hey, they gonna
used
learn.
before.
Give them some motivation and they can learn, okay? They might
I don't
not be able
know.
to see
I'm
what's on the
reaching that
screen.
I'm at that
They
point
might need a
where
magnifying glass to be able to see the words on the screen, but
they need to increase the font size. Uh, our mother has her font size all, like, huge, so whenever I pick up her
huge.
phone and look at it, it's like, "Whoa, ma, you blind."
It's like, "Whoa." Whoa, applications.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've reached that point though where I'm, like, constantly telling the kids, like, "If you know how to do this, you come and do this. I don't wanna learn how to do this right now. I ain't got time for that." So
Mhm.
I'm constantly like, "You take care of it." I got
Yeah.
too many
See,
other
you got
things.
kids.
Yep.
You can do that. I gotta figure it out myself. That or I just give up. Like, "Meh, it ain't that important."
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
do you think we talked about exercise enough?
I don't know. Define it enough.
Enough,
Do
like
you have, like what's your exercise routine? I mean, you just learned what mine is. I do yoga every day, which technically is not an exercise unless it's like a power yoga, which I tend to avoid power yoga because I'm trying to relax when I'm doing my yoga. I'm not trying to, like, be all huffing and puffing, um, on the mat, but I will do a yoga like that if it's, like, long enough that, like, maybe, like, 15 minutes of a good, like, heart beating, racing my heart a little bit, and then slows down for, like, 15, 20 minutes, then that's fine, but,
Yeah.
um and then the only other thing is the cardio, wanting to do the cardio. Other than that, I don't have any other kind of, like, exercise that I do.
Mm.
But what about you? I mean, you're like a physical trainer,
I'm a personal trainer,
personal
yes.
trainer, you know what I mean? You work at a gym, so
I do. I work at a gym. Let's see. So with exercise, this is what I'm gonna say about exercise. Exercise should 1000% be tailored towards you and what you got going on.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Whatever kind of health problems you have, your exercise should be countering that, right? And also whatever kind of lifestyle that you have. So I tell people this all the time. If you have a lifestyle that you're sedentary, you're sitting down all the time, you have a desk job, you need to do exercises that are strengthening your posterior chain. And it would be like your lower posterior chain, you would be your glutes, your hamstrings, and then everything that is connecting. And then, you have to have your proper warm-ups, stretches, cool downs and stuff implemented into your workout. Otherwise it's not going to be effective, but it should 1000% be tailored towards you. And hang on, I'll go back for a second. Your workout, it will be effective if you don't do like stretches and cool downs after. Okay. But you can hurt yourself if you don't. And also if you don't
Right.
do a warm up. Okay. Warm ups is the
Yeah.
number one way to stop you from hurting yourself. Okay. I know this from experience and I've seen it, I don't know how many times. People just walk up to the freaking free weights and they pick up the 70 pounds and they start curling without any warm up. And I just lose my mind. It doesn't bother me anymore, but I just think you're going to have shoulder problems, elbow issues, that's you have to warm up your joints, especially the muscles that you're going to be working on
So
for that day.
what kind of warm up are you supposed to do? Because I don't do weights. So I don't know. And every time when I had a gym membership, I didn't go on the weight machines. I always just kinda use the treadmill and the bike. But, so to warm up before you get on weights, any of the weight equipment, what kind of warm up do you do? Should you
Okay.
do?
So if you're doing free weights, the kind of warm-ups that you want to do is depending on what you're doing. Okay. So say you're doing back and buys. That's a common two different muscle groups that people like to put together whenever they go to the gym. Okay. So back, biceps, right? So if that is what your exercises are going to look like for the day, your back muscles, your bicep muscles, what you want to do is you want to warm up the joints that are surrounding those muscles and all
So you're
around
just
those
kinda like
muscles. So yes, so you need to do some arm circles for your shoulders, shoulder
yeah,
circles for
loosen
your
up.
shoulders also. Yeah, you need to do some elbow things. So there's okay, so I'll show you the elbow thing. So the elbow thing that I use, this is one that I teach people. So you're going to keep your arm nice and tight, right? And you're just going to move your elbow in circles.
I don't have the space to do this. I have to back up. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so this is for your elbows, okay? And then you
I
do
can do it on this
another
one.
circle going the other way. And then same thing with
Ah.
your wrists. Same thing with your wrists.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to, do these, go sideways, so any kind of joint that is going to be worked out for the duration of your, workout. All of those joints should be warmed up because you have
Yeah.
fluid that is
Yeah.
in that it should be in your joints and you
So you
have,
don't wanna, like, go into it with dry joints pretty much. If you don't,
exactly. You
that's
don't,
what's gonna
yeah.
happen.
Lubrication makes everything better. That's all I gotta say. You wanna lubricate your joints, before you go lift anything
Uh-huh.
heavy, okay? And then on top of that, on top of warming up your joints, you also want to warm up the muscle itself. So if your normal repetition is going to be about 10 pounds, you want to do at least 10 reps of that exercise or something similar to that exercise where you're warming up that same muscle. You're activating that same muscle. You want to do like, so if you want to do it the lazy way, if your normal repetition is 20 pounds, where you're doing, 3 sets of 10 by the end of your 3 sets of 10, oh, I'm dead. That was great. You want to warm up with like 10 pounds. So you want to do
So you
like
do so y like, if you're gonna, like
12
so you do
reps.
10 pounds first, and then you go to your 20 pounds, pretty much.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying. Okay,
Exactly.
that makes sense.
Yep, 100% warming up is the way to prevent an injury and then cooling down after. So, whatever muscle groups that you worked on that day, you have to stretch them. Please get a foam roller. Even if you're not an active person, just buy a foam roller and
Foam rollers are awesome.
YouTube how to use it, because foam rollers, what it does, so you have a layer that is on top of your muscle. So say this is the muscle, right? And then you have this layer that when you're working out the muscle, it kind of pushes up against this protective coating. And that's where you get that sore feeling from after working out, because you're using the muscle and it's pushing up against that layer. You take that foam roller and you roll against the layer to kind of push it off of your muscle and to release that pressure. And
Gotcha.
then and then, like, the science behind it, it's a buildup of lactic acid. Yes, you have lactic acid in there that needs to do its thing. But, I mean, foam rollers, even if you don't work out, they're absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend buying a foam roller.
Yeah. Grow with Joe, some of her videos have built in like warm up and cool down, but some of she does have some separate videos that are like a warm up and a cool down. And I remember that week that I did those like 3 back in August. I remember one of those videos, as soon as it started, she was like, "You have to do a warm up first before you do this." And I stopped the video and I went and found the warm up and I did the warm up first. And then I went back to it. And when I did, I was like, thank God I did that warm up because that would have been like crazy. And then after that video, she said, go make sure you do the cool down. I think just like keep that in mind if you're gonna do like go find like Grow a Joe and do like a cardio because her whole thing is it's like cardio, and I think, like, she does have, like, playlists for people who are trying to, lose weight and that kinda thing, but again, that wasn't my focus. For me, it's just I wanna get those, I just want my heart rate to get up so that I can exercise my heart for as long as my doctor wants me to, and hopefully prevent myself from ever needing to be on some cholesterol reducing medication. What were the 3 things on your list?
Eat good stuff, exercise, and sleep.
Sleep. Okay, I was about to say, I think sleep was the other one. So,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
sleep
hang on. I
go
wanna
ahead.
end this with exercise. Or I'll end exercise with this. Exercise to combat your daily life. Okay. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is exercise to combat your daily life. For example, me currently, I vape. Okay. That means that I need to work out my lungs. I do a lot of breathing exercises and I can run, I mean, just fine, on a treadmill. Like I still keep up my cardio, even though I am a vapor. But because I'm a vapor, I do cardio, you know. I try to balance it. I know that I'm doing this awful thing to my lungs, therefore I'm going to take care of my lungs, or at least try to reverse the effects by exercising. There was a poll where smokers who exercise live longer than people who don't exercise. Non-smokers who
Dang.
don't exercise. Exactly. So I was like, you know what? How old is daddy's mom?
Old. I don't
And
know, I
she's
can
been
never
smoking for how long?
I need to find out what year she was born so I don't ever have to ask this question again
We ask this all
because
the time, but I
I
know
feel
she's
like
in her
I
80s.
she's
She's
yeah,
close to 90.
she's definitely, I think, in her 80s.
Yeah, but she's been smoking for a long time and she's still, and She lives, like, in an apartment building that's
She has all those
however many
stairs. Yeah.
stories
I
high.
think
Yeah,
it's
so
like
she's climbing
5.
those stairs every day, she walks everywhere, she doesn't drive, you know what I mean? Like, so she gets that exercise, she gets that cardio that combats the smoking, you know?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do something crazy, or if you already have a certain kind of lifestyle, like if you have a desk job, do workouts that will combat sitting down all day, or do workouts that'll combat, smoking, or do a lot of cardio that'll combat all of that sugar that you're eating. Like if you know that you eat bad, you should probably exercise.
I would not go, if you've been smoking a while and you have not been doing cardio for a while, do not just go straight to working out and doing, like, a hardcore cardio without talking to your doctor first.
Yeah, don't go hardcore
Because
first. You got to start slow. Start
yeah,
slow.
that might be bad if your body's not used to that. But
Yeah, if your
so
body's not used to exercise, please
at
ease
all.
into
Yeah,
it.
you always have to ease into it. But yeah, make sure you get the approval of a doctor before you do any exercising at all. Go make sure that you're get the green light to exercise. Sleeping, for me, yeah, if I don't know how my husband does it, but he for like as long as we've been together, that man can sleep for like 4 hours and be fine. And I don't know how he does that, but,
I think that's a guy thing. I had a buddy that could sleep 4 hours or even 2 hours, and he would be completely fine the next day. Like, bro, you do know that you got less than a quarter of the amount of the recommended sleep per day
yeah.
just last night, and you're doing a whole 15-hour shebang over here.
Yeah, I don't know
Uh,
how he does that. I cannot. I need to get like 8 hours of sleep, and I've noticed that the time at which I go to bed, like, matters. If I try to get 8 hours of sleep and it's like I go to bed at midnight and I wake up at 8, like, I don't feel as rested, like, if I go to bed at 10 o'clock. If I go to bed at 10 o'clock and I sleep 8 hours, I feel better, and I don't know
mm,
why, and, like, my Fitbit app even proves it because I keep wearing it at night too. I wear it on, my left during the day, and then at night, I put it on my right, and it monitors, like it determines, like, how deep I'm sleeping, and for some reason, I get better sleep quality when I go to bed at, like, 10
mm,
versus if I, like, push it. And I even feel the difference. It's kinda crazy.
that's weird. I mean, it makes sense though, because I think that I've experienced something similar. My sleep honestly has been off ever since I started college again. Not gonna lie, my sleep schedule is not what it's supposed to be. And I was actually taking a class this semester that kind of opened my eyes to that fact. It was a kinesiology class, and I can't remember which one it was because I took two this semester. But we learned how when you sleep, okay, when you oh, crap. I gotta look this up, but it has to do with your REM cycles, okay? You get the
Yes.
deepest sleep
Yep.
in I can't remember which REM cycle it is, but you can sleep, like, 4 hours, right? You could sleep 4 hours and be completely fine because I'm pretty sure it's, like, right when you fall asleep, and then until the end of that REM cycle, that's when you, like, are most awake, okay? I can't remember, I'd have to go back and look at the material if I'm being honest, because the terms and stuff and, like, which REM cycle goes where, I'd have to touch I'd have to
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, it is the deeper sleep is in the beginning of the cycle. So if you're watching
there
on
we go.
video, you can see my sleep, where it's like as soon as I went to bed, it was deep, and then it
Mhm.
starts going, um, like, not as deep.
Yep.
And actually, my daughter didn't wake me up that night, so there's no, like, awake at all on there. That's, like,
Nice.
very unusual. This was her first night in her, sleeping in a twin size bed. We upgraded her,
Mhm.
and she did not wake me up at all that night, so I was like, "Yes." But
But, yeah, I
yeah.
know that with sleep, for me specifically, I've noticed that if you continuously this has happened to me at least twice since the start of my semester. If you continuously deprive yourself of sleep by, say, going to bed late or waking up early, maybe like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I mean, like hella early, waking up early and not being able to go back to sleep. If you do that every day for, say, 5 days, right? Not enough sleep one day, not enough sleep the next day, not enough sleep. You just stay up late, stay up late, stay up late, not enough sleep, not enough sleep. Okay. If you keep doing that, your body's going to say, "What the hell are you doing?" And then you're just going to shut down. Your
Yeah.
body is going
Your
to
body
shut down.
does your body does restorative healing things when it's
Yep.
sleeping. There are
When you sleep.
processes that have to happen only when you're sleeping. And
Hmm.
if you aren't getting good sleep and you're not getting enough of that sleep, then you run into problems.
Yep. If you do not sleep enough, your body will tell you that you need to go to sleep, and it will do whatever it needs to get you to just go to sleep. Okay? This has happened to me twice since I've started my semester because I'm staying up late studying. I'm up late studying, I'm up late studying, I'm up late studying, and then I get up early the next day, kind of early, and I go on about my day, but like I go to bed late, go to bed late, go to bed late. The quality of my sleep was not good at all. Okay. So by 9 days straight of doing this, I think I went about 9 days at one point. I counted 9 days of no good sleep. I got sick,
Yeah. That'll do
cold,
it.
like cold and flu symptoms, but it wasn't as bad. I felt it coming. Okay,
Mhm.
I felt it coming. I know when I'm getting sick. I feel it. It's in my bones. It's in my brain. I feel it right here.
A lot
Like,
of people that happens to a lot of people. They sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes, in some jobs, some positions, certain times of year are really busy and there's no way around it and there's just so much that happens. But there are people in those industries that will tell you that like clockwork, as soon as like that period is done, they will be sick. Or
yep,
sometime during that they start feeling sick and they know it and they know that it's a result of like the chaos of what they're putting their body through because they're not getting enough sleep or their meal schedules are all off because they
mhm,
have to eat faster because they've got more meetings. It's just, yeah, the body is not being taken care of. They don't have enough time to do their normal workout routines, or they don't have enough time to, just take a breather and do like a yoga practice for a minute. It's just go, go, go because
yeah.
of deadlines.
At some point, you got to stop. You got to stop and you got to rest.
Yeah,
It's kind of like,
your body can do that and compensate for itself when you do things like that, short term. But you start doing that long term, like I said, where I it took like 2.5 years of me, kinda like not really taking care of myself, not listening to the signs of,
mm,
your body is missing nutrients or
you
yeah,
got to pay
it's
attention. Pay
yeah,
attention to those signs.
and
And
then,
like,
you start feeling it in your body.
shoot, I was going to say something about sleep. So it's kind of like doing, okay, mental health. All right. Sleep and mental health. Today, I got, I don't know how many hours of sleep, but I woke up pretty tired. I didn't feel as rested as I did yesterday or the day before. Yesterday and the day before, I felt great waking up. Today, I went to bed kind of late last night. Not gonna lie, I was watching Modern Family. Sorry, I started over the thing. Anyways, love that show. Love, love, love. Um, and then today I'm a little. I said earlier, I'm silly. I feel silly because I haven't got enough sleep. So if I stay up late tonight and not get good sleep, and I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna feel groggy. I'm gonna feel just FML. That's
Mhm,
how I'm gonna feel. FML, right? And that mindset is going to come with me when I go to work. So if I don't get enough sleep, I'm all
mhm.
kinds of off that next day at work. I'm not focused, I'm not concentrated, I don't feel like doing anything, just because I haven't gotten enough sleep, just because I woke up groggy and I didn't feel good waking up. I just woke up FML. I'm exhausted. I just want to go back to sleep. It's cold. I don't want to
Yeah, all moms
I don't want to get naked and take a shower when it's so
yeah.
cold.
Uh-huh, yeah. All moms
Uh,
know this. They know that, like, when especially when you're in that newborn phase and your baby's waking up multiple times, so you're only getting, like, minutes of sleep at a time, how that feels, how that exhaustion is, and just how you just do not function properly for a
so
period
bad
of
for your
time.
mental health. Yep.
Um, I remember when my last one was born, I also had my 3rd child was at home because she wasn't yet, going to school. So I had her home with me, and I had a newborn. My older 2 were going to school, and they were riding the bus in the mornings, basically getting themselves ready and going on their own. And I remember, a couple of days had went by, and I was like, "How did they, like, get to school?" Like, it was just so I was, like, so out of it, like, you know? And,
Mm.
um, yeah, it's a head game thing. Like, you just cannot focus, you cannot concentrate. There's
Yep.
just only so much that you can do. So, it's so important. Like, if you want to get stuff done, if you have, goals, things that you want to accomplish, and a bottom line too, if you wanna take better care of yourself because you wanna do things like work out more, do yoga practices, like, start with getting good sleep.
Yeah, and then you'll
Stop
be motivated to do
and
stuff.
then you'll actually feel rested enough and you won't be like, "I'm too tired today to work out." It's like, "Well."
Yeah. It's like, well, get enough sleep. You know what I just thought of? I just had an epiphany, and I think that this epiphany is going to help me go to bed earlier. Okay. Because I just, this thought just popped into my head. Fun fact of the day, in case you didn't know this already, even though it's been around for probably thousands of years, sleep deprivation is a torture method.
Mm,
Sleep deprivation is a torture method to get intelligence out of somebody. You want some information? Keep that mofo awake. He'll get delusional
yeah. Mhm.
eventually, and then
Yeah.
he'll think that he's in the Bahamas, and then he'll start spitting out. I've never tortured anybody. Listen, I'm just making this up, okay? I'm just imagining how it would go if I were to sleep deprive somebody trying to get information out of them. Where's the treasure? That's what I would be going for. But yeah, sleep deprivation, it's a torture method. You get somebody sleep deprived, and you keep them, they'll eventually get so emotional, and you don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, if someone who's sleep deprived, their emotions are all sorts of out of whack, and it's got to have something to do with like the chemicals in the brain or something. I might just
Oh,
ask
yeah.
Alexis Fernandez, because she does like fun facts of the day for her podcast, like talking about the brain and stuff. She loves talking about the brain, and I've been so intrigued. So I would love to ask if, what are the chemicals in your brain that get so messed up when you get sleep deprived, and like why does it, like why,
It
like
might
how
be
come, why
really
is it our
simple.
emotions?
It might just be stress hormone by itself because if you think about it when you're sleeping, your body should not be pumping out stress hormone because there's
Yeah,
no reason for you to be stressed. So, as long as you're still awake, there's a possibility of having those moments where you're like, "Oh, there goes a stress reaction. There goes another stress reaction." And so the longer you're exposing yourself to those stress reaction moments, I guess that's probably part of it
that makes
because if I mean, adrenal fatigue happens because you've got too much stress hormone pumped into it over a long period of time. There's not enough rest built into it. You're not giving your body enough time to flush out. Something that I learned early on was the power well, what what happens with your magnesium levels when you're under stress. So, I started taking magnesium supplements and when I started doing that, it made the world of difference in how I felt, I guess because my body needed it and I was constantly, like, drying that up because of the stress that I was under.
damn.
So, I to this day, I still take magnesium supplements. I take it twice a day in the morning and at night, and I notice I fall asleep faster on the nights where I remember to take my magnesium supplement.
Hmm,
So, it's definitely something to, like, look into if you know that you've been under a lot of chronic stress and you know you haven't been sleeping good for a really long time and you're just always tired, like, definitely go to the doctor and get some things checked because vitamin D could
yeah,
be low too. There's, like, a whole bunch of
yeah,
things that could be
it could
off,
be a bunch of
and
things.
I talked to my doctor about how, like, taking the magnesium how I noticed that it helped, and she was just like, "The way I feel about supplements is as long as you feel like it's helping, then fine. But, yeah,
Yeah.
always make sure you talk to your doctor about it." And there's a type of magnesium There are different types of magnesium supplements out there, so just make sure you don't get the kind that, is intended to help you flush out. Um, otherwise,
Whoa.
you're gonna be in the bathroom all day
Whoops.
long.
I think I
Um,
took the wrong one.
yeah, there's yeah. A lot of them now have, ashwagandha in it, so it's like a supplement that has magnesium and ashwagandha, and ashwagandha is, I think, an herb that is supposed to help with, reducing anxiety. I've learned, though, I can't take that, for too long. I there was a supplement that I had magnesium with it, and after taking it for a couple of months, I noticed my joints hurt more, and I did some research, and apparently I haven't been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, but people who have rheumatoid arthritis, if they take ashwagandha, it's said to exaggerate their symptoms. So, I was
Oh,
like, yeah, I'm not taking ashwagandha anymore, not for a long period, like, I can't take it with my magnesium. If I'm taking magnesium every day, I can't do that, so just
jeez.
kinda be careful. If you start
Yeah.
taking, like, a magnesium supplement that also has ashwagandha, and then a couple months later, you start noticing your your joints are hurting, that
Yeah.
might
I was
be
actually gonna do a quick disclaimer on supplements, and I tell everybody this: please be careful when getting supplements or looking around for supplements. Do your research before you
yeah,
purchase any kind of
for sure.
supplement, and try to look for the supplements that have
I almost
third-party
said authorization,
inspection
but that's not the word.
third-party inspection, third-party verification, something like that. I can't remember, but there's I think NSA, National Sports Association, that's a third-party thing, and there's a couple of other ones out there, or there's a couple of other ones out there that I've seen, just can't think of them right now. But if it has on, it's supposed to have all the ingredients on the labels. Please look at all the ingredients. Make sure that there aren't too many. They call it like filler stuff, glucose and stuff like that. They'll fill that in with supplements just to fill the pill, make sure there
Yeah.
aren't too many fillers in there. Try to look for that third party verification, or whatever it's called, that little third party stamp. It'll be on the label, and then make sure that it's what you intend for it for. Like, don't get the magnesium that's going to make you poop your brains out if that's not what you're going for. Just do a lot of
Yeah,
research, is what I'm saying,
yeah.
before you go into supplements, because supplements are not approved by the FDA. Not saying that they're bad
They're not
because they're not
regulated.
approved.
They're
Yeah, but
not
they're not yet.
regulated by the FDA.
Yeah, yeah.
A supplement company doesn't have to submit their supplement, drug product to the FDA because the FDA is designed to only, like, screen drugs and make sure the drugs don't have bad stuff in it. Yeah, so there's it's not the same level of, like, scrutiny.
Yeah, for sure. But that's my disclaimer on supplements. Just be careful what you got.
Uh, Nothing. I was about to ask you if you have anything else that you wanna share about taking care of your body before we wrap up today's episode?
Um, I feel like with taking care of your body, most of us hear the general things. Eat healthy and exercise. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. Don't drink alcohol. All of this stuff. With taking care of your body, I will say, I'm not saying completely change your lifestyle or anything like that if you're not into exercising, or if you're not into, eating healthy. Say you don't like fruits at all. It doesn't matter, just one thing at a time. Don't deprive yourself of what you enjoy. Right. So, right now, at this time of my life, I mean, I don't necessarily, I guess, enjoy drinking, which is why I don't drink anymore. Okay. I used to drink an amount that was kind of scary. Okay. At least it could have been a lot worse. But anyways, if you enjoy drinking, drink in moderation. If you enjoy indulging in some cake, do it in moderation, right? Taking care of your body doesn't necessarily mean that you have to completely deprive yourself of things that you love to do. If you love to eat cake, eat cake. Just don't do it every day, or don't do it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay.
Yeah, I
If you
think the
like to
key is to,
drink,
like, go into it slowly. Like, anytime you make drastic change, it just doesn't work. Like, our brains just like, "That's too many
yeah,
changes at once." You can't just
exactly.
completely overhaul your diet. Just I mean, you could start by maybe if you don't eat vegetables often, just try and add a vegetable to a meal every
Yeah,
single
one
day
thing at
for
a
a
time.
while. Just get into the habit of that and just do one thing at a time. I think a lot of times we think that if we don't go all or nothing, like, that doesn't matter and doesn't make a difference, but just a little bit at a time will definitely make a difference. Like, if you just
Yeah,
wanna do a workout for, like, 5 minutes, do, like, a quick little, like, jog in place for 5 minutes, like, that's better than nothing, it gets you, up and doing something, and
yeah.
I think the key is more, like, to get yourself into the routine of it.
Mhm.
When it comes to taking care of yourself, also, like, just kind of being a little bit more aware, paying attention to the cues and the signs that your body is giving you, like, if your body is telling you it's time to go to bed tonight, or if it's time maybe I need to take a nap, or maybe I just don't have enough energy today to do all these things, I need to scale
Rest.
back, and yeah, I need to scale back on what I can do, like, do that. That's part of taking care of yourself too. It's not just, like, the physical, like, the mental as well. I
Yeah.
think if we all just start to just be more aware, be more mindful when we reach for a snack, like, just think, "Okay, I'm reaching for a snack that's probably not as healthy as I should." Not saying, like, go ahead and put it down and, like, go ahead and get something else, but just being aware
Be
of
aware.
what you are
Yeah.
doing, going into it so that you're not just mindlessly just going about, what you are doing, just kinda logging it and just kind of paying attention. So I think when we pay attention, that's when we are better able to kinda see, "Well, this is what happens when I do that. This is how I feel after this happens." If you're not really paying attention, you have no way of knowing. So just kind of being a little bit more mindful and paying attention and then kinda using that information as fuel to kinda help you decide how to move forward. If you come to the conclusion that, "You know what? If I eat right before I go to bed, it tends to cause me to, have this effect, and I don't like that effect." You can then decide, "Well, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Maybe I should push the time that I eat a little bit sooner so that it's not
Mhm.
so close to bedtime."
Yep.
Just, like, that's what I mean by, like, just being aware and just paying attention because, until you know, you can't know, like, if there's something that you probably will want to change so that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
feel a little bit better and a little bit different. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because when my it's not your turn. Because when my eating was off, when I started working at the gym, my eating schedule was just off because I'm there from 10 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. That covers lunch and dinner, at least in my opinion. It covers lunch and dinner.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
was taking the time to, go have lunch, but then I was getting home so late that I was too tired to make dinner. And then I started having breakfast in the morning, but I was skipping lunch and then I was having something for dinner. And so I realized that it was a problem. I knew that I wasn't eating enough. I'm like, I know I'm not consuming the amount of calories that I need
Yeah.
to. So
Yep.
something needs to change. Now I bring lunch and dinner to work. That way I
Yep.
make sure that I have two meals when I am there and I also
Yeah.
bring snacks.
Yeah.
So,
It's
like, just being aware of that is gonna help you make those changes, maybe I should start doing this, or I'm gonna start, doing this, one day out of the week or for 5 minutes out of the day. Oh, I'm gonna start lunging to the bathroom whenever I need to take a break from my desk or something like that. I use that example for people like lunge to the bathroom, Just start with lunging to the bathroom because you have to get up from your desk at work to go to the bathroom or to eat at some point. Like, just lunge on your way there. Like, what's the problem? Like, get everybody in the office to join you. Like, come on, guys, we're gonna do lunges over to the break room. I
It's
don't care. Just something little, just
actually,
start
like,
little
eating
things.
there have been some people who have shared that their experience with eating, um, deciding to start mindfully eating in the sense that they're actually eating and only eating. They're not also on their phone. They're not watching something. They're
Hmm,
not working at their desk and eating at the same time. If you just go sit somewhere else and just eat. Like, these people are losing weight
that's
because of
interesting.
that, and I think it's because our brain doesn't fully register the hunger cues, like or when you're full. The cue that, like, you're full, stop eating, if you're distracted and doing something else, which
Hmm.
makes sense. So, one
Yeah.
of the things that I want to do in in the new year, and I've already started trying to do it now, is to stop having meals. Specifically, it's usually like lunch and breakfast because my kids aren't here when I'm eating those things. Lunch and breakfast where I'm in front of the TV watching or watching something on my phone when I'm having breakfast
Mm.
and just sit there and eat and not do anything else at the same time and kinda see what happens. Because I, like, gained, like, 10 pounds last year, and I think it might have been just because of that, like, just sitting and because I was watching I started the habit of sitting and watching things while I was eating my
Hmm.
meals, and so I'm kinda interested to see what happens, like, if I eat more or if I eat less, and
That's
if yeah, and
both of
if
us did the look. Hmm.
and if, like, mentally, like, how I feel because that's almost like a break because that gives me a little bit more time where I was, like, consuming something, and now I'm not consuming except for my food.
Yeah. Now it's like your you time, or it could
Yeah,
be used as
it's
you
almost
time.
like another little break, another built-in break because, yeah, a lot of times it's just a continuation on of, like, what else I've been doing the rest of the day, aside from whenever I do,
Yeah.
like, a break in the afternoon when I get the kids, but, yeah, I guess that's a good idea for people who say, like, "I don't have time to take breaks during the day." Well, what are you doing while you're eating lunch,
Hmm.
and what are you doing while you're eating breakfast
That's a good question.
or dinner? Maybe those are your times where you can take a break, a mental break, and you can just sit there and see how it feels because it honestly it's a little bit weird because I feel like there's almost like an addiction thing where it's like, I feel like I need to be doing something right now because I've gotten so used to
So
the
it's
habit of,
so
like,
interesting.
food and my phone and watching something at the same time. I've gotten so used to them being together that it's like, "Wait a minute, um, I need to put that away and just do the food."
Yeah. I swear we are on the same wavelength sometimes because this happened to me this morning. So last night I was eating a bowl of cereal and I was putting groceries away at the same time because I was so hungry and I just could not wait. I'm putting groceries away and I'm eating a bowl of
Mhm.
cereal. Okay. And then I thought about it and I said, why don't I just sit and eat and enjoy my cereal as opposed to trying to eat this cereal, half ass enjoy it, and put the groceries away at the same time. And I thought, man, I'm thinking too much about it. No rules. So I just went on about my business. But then this morning, I sat down. I said, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to enjoy my bowl of cereal. I shit you not. This is what I was thinking this morning. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy my bowl of cereal. Not even a minute into it, I said, I can't do this. And I start scrolling through Instagram.
See? It's bad.
That happened to me this morning. That is so crazy that
It's
you mentioned that.
yeah.
Mm,
It that's the addiction thing. At the it's yeah, it's because, like, we get used to certain behaviors or certain cues where, like, I'm sitting on the sofa. If I bring my food over there to the sofa and I have the table, I'm turning on the TV. Like,
yeah.
it just all goes together. You get used to the habit of that's what happens, and then so it feel ends up feeling weird. You're like, "Wait a minute, something's missing."
Yeah. I definitely felt weird this morning eating my bowl of cereal
Yeah.
without,
So,
yeah, without
I'm
doing
definitely
something else.
gonna
I usually watch TV while I eat, but it was off this morning, so I'm like, "I
yeah.
can't do this." So,
That's funny. I'm gonna
it's too
try and do better.
quiet.
See what happens and report back. See what happens. I don't think I'll lose
Yes.
anything. I think the weight I gained was really more like yoga weight, like muscle weight. I think that's
You
what that
definitely
was.
gained some muscle. Mhm.
I think that's what that was. I remember in college, my, first year of college, I was practicing. I wasn't, like, a player on the team for volleyball, but I would practice with them. I was, like, the assistant coach, and I helped with keeping track of score and things like that, but the coach let me practice with them like I was part of the team,
Nice.
and I gained, like, 10 pounds, during that period of time, of the year because of all the, like, exercise trainings and things that we did as a team.
Yep.
I remember being like, "Wow, I like this weight," and
Ooh.
I haven't had that until now again.
Yeah. This brings this okay, this makes me think of something that's very important. Okay. So everybody has different body types. And depending on your body type, depending on how your body processes food and gets rid of food, okay, depending on how your body does that, it'll determine how you'll be able to lose weight slash gain weight. Okay. Me and you have very similar body types, and there are actually a lot more people out there like us than you may think. Okay. So, our body type is the type where we have to exercise or do something strenuous to get hungry. Okay. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Good.
Mm,
Okay.
mhm.
So you exercise, you get hungry, you eat, and then you're completely zonked out. Okay. There's the three things for taking care of your body: eat something good, exercise, and sleep. Okay.
Wow.
This is our body type, okay? So, if you have the body type where you're skinny, you're not that hungry, you don't feel like eating, but you want sugar, but you feel like you're antsy, you need to do something, but you don't know what to do because you're too tired or whatever it is, do some type of exercise. Start with something small. That way, if the sleep thing is too much for you to get a hold of, to get a good night's sleep, start with a little bit of exercise. Okay? Just do something that will get you tired. Nothing too crazy, nothing too strenuous, but something that will at least exhaust you by the end of the day. Okay? It will make you tired. You'll go to sleep. It'll make you hungry. You'll eat something good, and then you'll feel better. Like I promise you, like if you have our body type, I promise you, if you do some type of exercise and then eat something and then go to sleep, like you are going to feel so much better tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Because
Mhm.
whenever I went to boot camp, I gained 15 pounds because I was exercising regularly, and they made sure that we had 3 meals a day. Before I joined, I was having maybe 2 meals a day, maybe one meal and like three snacks or something like that. Like my eating wasn't consistent. But when
Yeah.
I went to boot camp, my eating was consistent. And trust me, I ate all that food. I was so hungry from all that exercise. I ate every bite. Okay. Well, I tried to eat every bite. All right.
Yeah.
And I slept so hard during that time. And I came back and I gained 15 pounds and I looked good. Okay. And I looked like it was 15 pounds of muscle. Like that's what happens when you take care of your body, when you give your body that exercise that gets you to want to eat, that gets you that wants, more fuel, and then you friggin' pass out at the end of the day. Like that's that like it just felt so good, or at least my body felt so good after that because of those three things, you
Well, our
know?
bodies also like, when we exercise, we get the, dopamine rush. We get, like, a hit of dopamine.
Yeah, we do.
It's like a feel good. So, for a lot of people, doing, like, a run every single day is good for their mental health. Like,
Mhm.
mentally, they just feel in a better place, like, they're in a better mood, and I've definitely had that experience myself whenever I'm in whenever I've ever gotten into a rhythm of doing cardio regularly, I definitely have been much happier. And it's definitely because of that mood boost from the run,
Yep. My
for sure.
exercise routine has gone down. Oops. Has gone
Mhm.
down since I moved. So I'm not as tired. I'm not eating as much at the end of the day. And I know it's because I'm not exercising as much as I used to. So
Yeah.
compared to how often I was exercising and how often I was, eating and how good I slept, I guess I kind of slept good. But with the exercise and eating thing, see, that that time of my life was just wild, okay? Because I could be on, 4 hours of sleep and I'm still go 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 the next day. It was just a different environment. You
Yeah.
have to understand that. So, but the eating and exercise part of it was just on point because I was doing so much stuff that I was always hungry and I didn't care what I ate.
Alright, well, if you have anything you want to share about taking care of your body, make sure you leave us some comments. If you wanna share what your greatest takeaway was from today's episode, go ahead and let us know. We love hearing from you.
We want to know what you guys think, okay?
We wanna know. If this is your first episode listening to and you aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you can hear the next episode, and we'll see you in that one. Bye.
Damn.